What's your name and where are you at?
I'm Carmen Troncoso Brindeiro. I work at Dartmouth Medical School in Hanover, New Hampshire, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher.
What do you study or research?
Currently, I study bacterial infections in the lungs of people suffering from cystic fibrosis.
And so what impact does that have?
Well, cystic fibrosis is a very serious disease that affects people from the time of birth, and people with cystic fibrosis only have a lifespan up into their 30s. And primarily, one of the major health consequences is they have bacterial infections of a particular pathogen, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and this impedes their lung function and their ability to live happily and have a prosperous life.
So how did you get interested in science and research?
Well, I grew up in northern New Mexico, and I never actually liked science when I was in high school and middle school. Then when I went to college, I originally wanted to study psychology, and then I took a different path and I started doing a lot of lab work in different labs and found I really enjoyed that, and I got a biochemistry degree, and then after that I followed my way to graduate school.
What advice would you give to students interested in a career in physiology?
One of the most important things, I think, is to be active in your university. If you're a minority student, there are a lot of great programs. So when I was in college, I was part of the MARC U-Star program, and so I was given the opportunity to work in a research lab as an undergraduate student and get income for that, and I did about 20 hours a week. And that's when I first started doing some animal research and really learned about physiology as a science. And then through APS, the American Physiological Society, there's a lot of awards for students to encourage them continuing in science. And so I think that's really helpful, because a lot of times if you are like me, you come from parents that never went to college, blue-collar jobs, they don't really know what to do or what advice to give you, and they don't really have the money. And so these kind of programs, if you look for them, they're there, and they can really help you out.
What kind of fun things do you enjoy outside of science, outside of the lab?
So outside of the lab, I really like to do a lot of outdoor activities. I'm a certified scuba diver, so I enjoy scuba diving. I like to golf. I also backpack and ski. I have a 2-year-old daughter, so we also do a lot of family activities. And I also like to cook and read, and I like to do a lot of outreach with the community and work with kids and help them learn things and read. And
is there anything else you'd like to share?
actually, I do want to encourage students to find mentors, whether it be a teacher or someone in your church or someone that is a coach of yours. I mean, find someone that you connect with that really cares and wants to push you forward, and believe in yourself. Understand that you can do whatever you want to do, and just don't forget that.
And what kind of mentors have you had?
I would say that it's important to have parents as mentors that encourage you, but outside of that, I had high school science teachers that actually were encouraging to me, but I just wasn't interested at the time. But I also had really great college professors. So I went to community college when I first went to college because I couldn't afford to go to a big university. And I met a biology teacher there, and that's when my love of science first began. And I remember he did an experiment showing how soap works, how it removes dirt from your skin with chemical reactions, and it was simple things like that that really pushed me. And so I think that's important, is that the first mentor that really piques your interest is going to be really important in life.
What is your role with the APS currently?
So currently my role with the APS is I'm a trainee member of their education committee, and I really enjoy this committee because I've actually benefited from a lot of their activities and programs. So as an undergrad, I was a David Bruce Award winner and finalist. I also was a NIDDK Minority Travel Fellow for several years, and I've always been active in APS and going to events and being sponsored by them.